job responsibilities change, but what you people, I don't think, know is how intelligent he is about X and O's with basketball and fundamental. Just does a tremendous job, and I really appreciate that. I got to thank God. You know, I'm a very prayerful person, and I'm not shooting my self here, but I hope if these kids learn nothing else that they get their priorities in life order. In order with God and family and school and then basketball. And if they can do that and leave our program with those things, I think that's very important. My wife. My wife and the most important team member I've got. She's back there now. She's dead tired. I'm going to tell you what, since the season's been over, I always say this, but I got to say it again. I have a new appreciation. 5 kids, wow. She always talks about being a single parent. She really is. She lets me do what I love to do, and I owe her everything for that, and I really appreciate her. Start with the introduction of the team. I'm going to start with our letter winners, and I'm going to start with my seniors first. A small class of seniors, but the quality is exceptional. I mean, you say what you want. I love them both, and they both gave me everything that they had, and we're very committed and loyal to the program. Let's start with Scott Reed. Came up to me last year. Well, let's go back 3 years ago, and when he decided that he was not continuing the program for the fact that he was just involved with so many other sports. I remember that conversation so well. And Coach McNeil were talking about it. We did everything to talk him into it. He just said, Coach, I've just got too many things going on right now, but I really think you guys do a good job. And then last year when he came back and wanted back the program, there was no question I was going to take him back because I think he's the kind of person that you need in your program. He's successful, he's very good academically. Again, he's got priorities in order, and I just wish he would have played 2 more years. I think he would have been in a position to help us a lot more, but he was a big asset to us, a leader, vocal leader on the floor. He was the guy you could always hear, and every day he guarded Levi, which that was not easy, but he stuck his nose in there and battled him day in, day out. Boy, they did have some battles, so he did a really nice job. Second senior, John Roberts. John's a guy that I think probably until this year was always known for his defense, and he's one of the best around defensively. I thought offensively this year he had a really good year. Stepped up and got some points for us, shot well from the field, and again, he was a co-captain. A lot of you don't know this yet, but he was selected an HBCA District 1 All-Star, which is a senior All-Star team for our district, which includes about 15 schools, which that in itself is a big honor. Then he tried out for District 1 and 2, which is most of southwestern, south central Indiana, and he left well, I knew this a while back, and so did he, but it just went public today. He was selected to play in the All-Star game at Corydon on April 16th. These guys, they say there's strength in numbers, but this is quality. This is 2 National Honor Society students. This is 2 of the nicest kids you'll ever want to meet. 2 guys that made a very big contribution to this basketball program. And for every win that we had, we've got other guys that played a big part of it, but we would not have been where we were without these 2, and they deserve a nice round of applause. Okay, our underclassmen. Start with Levi Carmichael. What can I say about Levi? You know, a lot of times reporters would ask me things, and I just ran out of things to say. He does so many good things, and you know, he's got the numbers to be, without doubt, one of the best guards in this part of the state next year. But I'll tell you the thing that I know a lot of people don't necessarily see that I see on an everyday basis is how much of a better leader he has become, how many things that he's been able to do on the floor. And, you know, I don't think it's any secret that he's got some Division I letters. Dan Dawkins from Bowling Green, I've talked to him a little bit, and we've got some other people interested. He's got a chance to have a really nice year. He had an outstanding year this year, all conference. He'll be all area. The awards tend to mount up, but what people forget is this wasn't handed to Levi Carmichael. He worked for it. He showed up. He does all the little things on the side in the summer when he has to play AAU, whatever it is. That's why he's where he is today, a lot of hard work. Craig Quimby. Craig was started for us at the other guard this year. Early on, he went through some things where he had to get the ball where it needed to go. He had to spend some time adjusting to that. He's done a really nice job. He had an outstanding Greene County tourney, and probably more than anything, bounced back from not a real good Friday game to have an outstanding Saturday game. He had 3 big threes in that championship game in the Greene County tourney. He had a very good basketball year. He's got some things he needs to work on, but I know his mentality and his attitude will be that I'm going to come in and get the job done. Never a word of complaint out of this kid. Just do my job. He's kind of that blue-collar worker that you just know is going to be there every day and do what you ask of him, and he did a nice job. Ryan Sparks. Not here because he just had knee surgery this weekend, arthroscopic knee surgery. I understand things are going real well. He's scheduled 2 weeks. He'll be back playing baseball. What happened, there were some bone fragments that were probably there most of the year when he took the fall in the North Davis game. What basically happened is that got all that injury going again. Again, Ryan just limited with that knee all year, but again would do whatever we needed on that particular night. And he really had an overachieving year, I think, from that standpoint. I know in the fall we were a little concerned because he wasn't moving real well, but he ended up having a very, very nice year. Jim Weimer. Jimmy lettered this year. Got a lot of play, come late in the year. Jimmy's been known for his defense, but I'll tell you what, if we could just get this kid to shoot the ball in the second half of the year like he does in the first half, he's just going to be one heck of a player. I've never seen the differential from like the beginning of the year to Christmas and then afterwards. I know he's a very active kid, and I think a lot of his legs just go on. He does so much, but heart, soul in that body is unbelievable. He gives everything that he has at that particular time, and that's usually a lot. Tyler Hatch. I want to play this kid for him. You know, I want to play him for him. Tyler, I want to play you all the whole game. That's my goal. You know, I look down the bench. It's early in the game. McNeil looks over. It's 2 fouls, coach. You know, he had a great year though. I think a lot of people just focus on that a lot, but his numbers: 56% from the floor, almost 6 rebounds a game. And the thing that I like the best for Tyler's is his defense. He learned to play defense with his feet. I know he got in foul trouble, but dang it, they see that big guy and they just pick on him. I really think, and you know, playing the same way, you know, they see these big guys, and instead of just letting them play, they just got to pick on him. But he really had a great year for us. Dustin Hayes. There is going to come a time, and I know Bruce and Susie can't wait for this as much as I can either, where he goes a year where he has no injuries. It's going to happen. I tell you, it's going to happen. Just when the boy would hit some strides and really start playing, it seemed like something would happen to him. There at the Greene County Tourney, he really started playing well. His best shooting night on the Friday night game, and really hit a huge three and won that game for us, and it was really big. Again, he finished up the season very strong, and numbers aren't going to prove that just because numbers a lot of times don't. But what happened at the end, he was really defending extremely well. And then we got him active offensively. His jump shot really got going. And I think you're going to see a kid that's going to be able to score a lot for us next year. And also a kid that is, again, a joy to coach. Know what, coach? Just whatever you want me to do, go out and do it. And he does that every night. And I can say that about all these kids. Dustin, again, the break's going to happen next year. Not a break, but he is going to be able to play a full year. It's going to happen. Clint Burris. Clint is a guy that this year started, and I really, when Levi was a freshman, my plans were that we would kind of move him up slowly. But he played so well, we had no choice. We had to move him up. He played real well. Clint, the same thing. We had hoped to kind of move him up and get him some varsity time as the year progressed. But he started playing better and better. His game improved. He's got a lot of things he can do on the floor. And again, we got to get him to move his feet a little bit better defensively. But offensively, he's got the tools, and he's part of our good nucleus that we have coming back. And those of you who know Clint, he's just a fun-loving kid, happy-go-lucky. I'll tell you what, nothing bothers that kid. Niels' his nerves are as steel. There's nothing that bothers him, and he does a tremendous job. Matt Roberts. I mentioned Matt last, and you'll have him. I said, well, man, well, I'll tell you what, I'm saving the best for last because these guys do it. These guys are the ones that are in there toiling, washing clothes, staying up late. And Coach Frank was right. If Matt Roberts would have decided to play, I think he would have helped us. He's got a heck of a jump shot, and he's a nice player. But Matt, more importantly, whatever you need, Coach, whatever it is, whatever you want me to do at that point, I'll get it done. It didn't matter what we asked him to do. And he's part of this senior group. He's this threesome, again, another National Honor Society student. Just a joy to have in class. I've had him in class and these other guys. And they, again, good students. And usually that correlates with good basketball players, good basketball managers, and good basketball teams. And we got a lot of good students here. Jody Gallion is not here tonight. I'm going to bring Jason Mann and Joe Weimer up here. Jason was our film guy. He was the guy that you saw up there that, again, can't really get into the game emotionally because he's got to take care of that tape. It's nice to watch good tape. As coaches, we spend a lot of time watching tape, and it's good to have tape that you can see what you need to do, and he does a nice job with that. Joe helped us after their season was over, and again, would do whatever we ask, and just a nice core group. And this team, just a few things about them, and then I'll get the awards. But we were 14-8. Obviously, we finished with a huge disappointment. That which doesn't kill us makes us stronger, and I'm a firm believer in that. And this team finished the season extremely strong. I don't think a lot of people realize what we did at the end there. We were drilling people. We weren't just beating people. We were going out and manhandling people defensively. taking people out of things that they do. Greene County Tourney Champs. When we're 3 and 4, I know a lot of you were probably out there ready to hang me, ready to criticize some people, but I'll tell you what, these guys never gave up, and they came. We knew we were battling a tough schedule. We knew we were going through some things at that point, but they came together that week and got that Greene County Tourney Championship, beat a good North Knox club, the eventual sectional champ, and that was a huge accomplishment for these kids, especially at that point. Second, the SWIAC, 6-1, lost to obviously a very good Duggar club, almost had them on their floor. Brody hits about a 26-footer. Late, we go up 3 with under 3, and Brody answers it with about a 26-footer. He's going to be an Indiana All-Star, maybe a Mr. Basketball, so we battled some people. After New Year's, we won 11 of 15 games, 74% from the line, which will put us in the upper part of the stage for that. Very, very proud of this basketball team and what they were able to accomplish with what we had coming back. People, should be very proud of this team and what they were able to accomplish. Give them a nice. Sectional team, we had 3 other people that rounded out our roster. Brett Crow, Nathan Martindale, and Stephen West. I'd like them to come up. Let's start with the awards. The first award is field goal percentage. And as a unit, we shot 48%. That's pretty good. Our three-point was about 35, which I think we'll bring that up next year, but that's not a bad number. Our field goal percentage this year was 90. The person who got the reward was 97 of 160, shot 60% from the field, which is exceptional, and that goes to John Roberts. The next award is the free throw percentage award. And I think there's 2 things that stand out with this. One, that he shot 157 free throws. That's a lot of free throws. That's, I don't know what that averages out to be, but that's a lot of free throws. He put himself in a position to get free throws. That's, I think, the important thing. And we almost made more than our opponent shot. That's what you shoot for. That's what you try to do normally as a team. This individual was 128 of 157 for 81%. And for the 3rd straight year, the free throw award goes to Levi Carmichael. Okay, the rebound award. Again, I think this is one of those awards where you have to be a warrior. You have to want to go to the board, both offensively and defensively. You have to want to block out. This was very, very close. But one individual ended up winning by about an 8-rebound count. And this goes to Tyler Hash, 117 rebounds. Next award is assist, and this individual had 158 for the year, 7.2 per game. That means 14 points he was also aware of, and made people better by getting the ball to people. And the most assist award goes to Levi Carmichael. One of the reasons we finished so strong, I think, was our defense. And I think these kids at that point took a lot of pride in it. Said, hey, we're going to be a good defensive club. Our defensive average was 56%, which It's a pretty good percentage, but and we had a lot of guys come on at the end and really defend well, and I was so excited to see that because I think that's an emphasis of ours. It's something that I think Eastern has been known for, and I think it's going to win you a lot of basketball games wherever you're playing. And this outstanding defense award goes to John Roberts. By the way, won that award. Okay, the last award, and I've heard every coach say it, and I couldn't agree more. Mental attitude is so important. It's also so tough to give because you spend all this time with these kids and you get to know them firsthand. And each one of them, as you parents know, they have qualities that you see in them that are different than your other kids, as I see in my kids. But I can't think of any individual here that has an attitude problem. All these kids' attitudes are very, very good, and that's why we were able to accomplish what we were. They were able to come back. This individual led us in practice with enthusiasm. He led us in practice with hustle. He didn't get the minutes I know he wanted. Never heard a word of complaint. Always, what can I do better? And as all these kids know, if there's ever any way I can help these kids, I'll do it. And especially this individual who came back after sitting out a couple of years. And again, it's not easy to be a practice player. And I can tell you, it's not easy to guard Levi Carmichael every day. And he did it, and always battled, and always did whatever he could do to make the team better. And you got to have that. And our mental attitude award goes to Scott Reed. Real quickly, this was a team that I don't think a lot of people, and I think our people did, I think you people knew they could achieve good things. I think a lot of people out in the conference said, Eastern's going to be midway down, maybe lower than that. We proved them wrong. We were a couple plays from winning. Took a Greene County championship and proved a lot of people wrong, playing, I think, from what the schedules I've seen, the toughest schedule in our school's history. And they achieved a lot. We've got a good future here. We've got 4 starters that will return. We've got some good young basketball players. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take a lot of commitment. Everybody says, boy, coach, it's going to be tough next year. Potential's a word. That's all it is. Potential means nothing if kids aren't willing to spend the time that it's going to take. And that means no excuses. And I think that's got to be our motto this year. No excuses. Whenever there's a time to be there, you got to be there. You got to find a way. And if they'll do those things, they can achieve some big things. But again, they got to put the time in. I want to give these guys one more round of applause.
I'd like to give Coach this picture. It's a team picture after we won the Greene County Invitational.
Before I hand this over to Mr. Rohde, congratulations to all the student athletes out there for all the time and effort they spend. And don't forget you're a student first. And all you parents, stay behind us because we're going to work hard. Thank you.